Yep, 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 yep. Ding, ding, let's go. So, I'm reminded of this concept because I used to be into watching TED Talks and then eventually being like, well, these people are just condensing their entire life's work into a span of 15 or so minutes. That's a pretty awesome idea, and it's introduced me to a lot of great ideas and great ways to perceive the world and great modalities to integrate into daily life and all these things, how to become a better human or to reflect on humanness and to, in that reflection, become a fuller, more complete human. Right? Just as the result of reflecting in a certain direction, in a certain category of humanness. So, all of this going on, watching these TED Talks, eventually getting to the point where I wanted to present one, and just find out if they were organizing one near where I lived and all that good stuff. I didn't end up pursuing that all the way. And one of the main reasons was because I kept changing and shifting what it was that I wanted to talk about. And at the time, I think I was like 27, right? So, plus or minus 6 years ago, at the time of filming this, right? It was weird because I had lived a lot of life and I had accumulated a lot of wisdom, and I'm reflecting on that, which was about 6 years ago, and reflecting now, and I'm much closer to being in a better state where I know what I want and I can distill my sort of creative desires for content creation and distill it into about 15 or so minutes. But the topic at hand, and it's not even a topic, the life at hand has so many different angles, and to be able to do it justice. But what I want to do is I want to attempt it here and we'll honestly see what happens. This is a free flow, a spontaneous, widening of the vessel for inspiration, for the heart, soul, the intuition to come forth, right? It's kind of like, I had this concept this morning where it's like, there are people, in the New Age community that channel, a sacred, spiritual being, master, archangel, etc. And it's like, one of the concept that I came up with this morning was, what about channeling you? How about, you get so in touch with yourself that you're bringing up deep stuff that's been in your subconscious, that's been deep, deep, deep at the heart and soul level, and then bring it forth. And then live that life based off of the information that you're channeling. Right? And honestly, that's a big theme, if not the theme, funny enough, of this, spontaneous TED Talk. Because the framework of the TED Talk, at least what I gleaned from it, is, look, buddy, you got 15 minutes. Put your heart and soul on the line in front of an audience, an in-person audience, and then a digital audience of millions, if not billions, if it's really impactful. Just put it all out there. And then I'm forwarding this notion in saying things like, hey, what if, gun to your head, someone said, do your TED Talk, say your piece, right? P-I-E-C-E and P-E-A-C-E, and at the end of it, you're dead. You're a goner. Like, you say it, and then boom, boom. Nothing else. These are your last words. What do you want to say? Right? That's the concept right there. What do you want to say? What do I want to say? There are so many ways to live a life. I've viewed in my life, in my career, about 2,000 to 2,500 distinct human personalities. And even though most of them were and are children, it's important to see the core of the person. Not just the personality, but the person. Who is it that has the face? Who is it that has the body? Who is it that are saying these things? Who is it that are acting these things out? And then it's very interesting for added context when you see their parents. You think to yourself, you feel to yourself, okay, a product of a previous generation. And what about their parents? Product of a previous generation. Product before previous generations. Products of their previous generation. Their parents, their society, societal culture, and it only gets more and more diverse. If we let it, of course. You could certainly make arguments about societal, governmental tyranny and the homogenization of things. Sure, fine. But the opposite, the contrast, also being equally, if not more true, that we're getting more and more complex, diverse. We're exploring newer and more different ideas. We're becoming more open in certain senses. So this, going back to the topic of, look, there are so many ways to live a life. Take it from me. I've met and talked with and taught and, in a certain sense, healed in a conversational way these hundreds, these thousands of people, all distinct personalities, products of their generation, products of their parents, who were products of their previous generation and parents. The complexity, it continues. So we're zooming out and viewing all of these branches. Now let's zoom all the way in. The you. What are you doing? Who are you? Yes, what is this life? But what are you doing with it? What are you doing about it? How much do you feel like you're a victim? How much do you feel like you're autonomous? Because truly, at the end of the day, and honestly, you don't even have to wait till the end of the day. Moment to moment, you are you. I am I. It may seem like we don't have that many decisions in the moment, and that's fine. But remembering that at any given point, we have a heart, a soul, an intuition, synonymous. We have this. We have a guidance system. When we get confused, when we get uncertain, when we get insecure, unless you're literally being attacked, and even in some situations where you are being attacked physically, mentally, emotionally, etc., do we have the choice to shift gears, to redirect, to leave, to change our immediate environments so that we can get to this console, this core console? I'm pointing to the center of my chest. This core console for consolation. And this isn't wordplay. I'm using my words very intentionally. These words that I'm using, these gestures that I'm using, this pacing, the cadence, all of it is for intentional purpose. I am currently using my heart, soul, intuition. You can call it those things, you can call it God, or the God antenna, right? God on speed dial, the universe, the cosmos, the higher self, many names for it. But we have it, and we would be wise in using it. And other words that are synonymous, that are noteworthy, are love and care. And, you know, in quick third or fourth place, we have words like bravery, encouragement, resilience. So all of these things are involved, and at the core, of course, we have this console. Yes, I'm using pauses. Yes, the clock is ticking. Yes, I know, minus the 5 minutes of intro, I only have 15 minutes, and at this point, at the 13-minute mark, I have less than 7 minutes left. But I'm still using these pauses because another important thing is slowness, is intentionality. Because, quote unquote, Lord knows that I and people like me having these tendencies in the past of rushing because the now isn't as important as what I'm about to do after this little side stuff is done, or this little transitionary period is done. Off to the good stuff. I can just rush through this other stuff. Well, this busy work, this side stuff, this transitionary stuff is important because, among many other things, these are perfect opportunities for us to be low-key, slow, intentional. And if you feel like having a mode of mulling things over as you're doing something like doing dishes, so be it. You get to discern what is right and best for you. But in general, I'm talking about being in the moment, being low-key, being slow, being intentional, giving your heart and soul time to breathe, and time to communicate to you. Yes, I know this is all you, but these parts of you, right? Just like the physical body. If you've done any physical body work, somatic work, you know straight up that you can go from your mind to your body, and then you realize, oh, well, once I'm in body mode, once I'm listening to the body kind of wants to move around. It wants to talk now. Now that I'm listening to it, look at that. It wants to talk in terms of movement, in terms of sensation. What do you know? So in these low-key and slow and quiet and delicate, soft, slow, sacred moments, it's allowing the heart and soul to communicate on its terms. It's not going to shout. It's going to be patient, and it's going to be willing to wait for you, the conscious mind aspect perhaps, to be soft and slow enough so that this soft and slow voice visioning can come forth. And as this happens, we become more of ourselves. Homogenization, yes, is a big issue. And it's the easy way out. It's like, I truly, genuinely feel for people who have diagnosed ADHD and they take medication for it. But that being said, someone like me can exhibit ADHD tendencies, but instead of me taking medication, I want to see, and I do exploration of how I can be more tuned in with myself, how I can care for myself more and better, how I can be more clarified in myself, how I can be more open and ready for expansion in my life. And it all starts at the core level. Beat the chest. It may not seem like there should be a location per se, a proprioceptive area, an interoceptive area for the heart and soul. But that's the beauty of it, where isn't it interesting that we can follow these pop culture things, these, spiritual tradition things, and then these just spontaneous feels right moments where you're like, it just feels good to go like beat my chest or go like, ooh, right? Where body psychologists, sports psychologists, will confirm through their studies that, oh yeah, power positions and power psychology. And then you have the more ancient traditions that say, well, yeah, we have energy centers, we have meridians, we have acupuncture points where we can do acupuncture, acupressure, EFT. The list goes on. Where am I at time-wise? Whoa! I think I started the official talk somewhere around 5 minutes, 30 seconds. So I give myself till 20 minutes, 30 seconds. So to wrap it up, what am I doing? I'm bringing awareness to a faculty that is lost among seemingly most of the population. And if I'm going to pass away after this talk is done, my passing wish is for everyone who sees, hears, takes heed to this information, everyone to remember that we have this faculty, this heart and soul faculty. We have it, we benefit in using it, we become more of ourselves in integrating it as an extension of ourselves. Plain and simple, much respect to you, much respect to life. Peace out. Boom. And there it is. Ugh, this lighting. Anyway, that is what it is. Life is life is life. Woo! Do I have anything to add? If I could, right? So, we're beyond the hypothetical scenario. Do I have anything to add? Not at this moment, but yes, in general, right? All of this and more, right? All of this content on this channel, on every channel, on, all layers, all dimensions of life that are discernible, observable, and more, right? There's always mystery. There's always wisdom to gain. We can never get it all. And, there's an interesting theory out there. An interesting theory that not even God knows and has it all. And I really like that theory. Because, let's be honest, the concept of humans made in God's image, whether or not you take that in the way that I'm going to explain it or not, whether you're religious or not, there's utility, there's benefit in taking that concept and running with it in the sense that, hey, if God wants to experience and to gather wisdom and experiences from all the six senses and just learn and grow and clarify what was learned and grow new branches, new limbs, new fruit, new fruition, newer, better, and refining what was already good enough, right? Doing all of these things and realizing that there's no beginning, that there's no end, and that there's always more to discover, always more to refine, right? Where it's like an upward spiral. So in a sense, you're going back to certain pockets of your life, but from an expanded viewpoint, from an expanded vantage point. Life is really cool like that. And that's another thing I could have added to the TED Talk. Like, I don't want to seem like, look, you gotta do this, please do this. Like, I'm just saying that I'm doing this, like, I'm taking heed and using and utilizing and listening to and having conversations with my heart and soul and, like, acting forth in the world in such a way that's, like, wholesome, yet challenging, yet strengthening, yet fun, yet daunting, yet awesome, right? So it seems like there's like a back and forth, but it's like, it's all of these things and more. I've gathered all of these skills, all this wisdom, all this fun, multi-dimensional human fun, and more to come. It's freaking awesome. So yeah, I could have added that to my TED Talk, that all of these things are going on, so many layers, so many dimensions of self, of world, of things to gain and things to clarify and expand. Like, this is cool. It's really cool. It's really freaking fun. It's challenging, but it's worth it. All of this and more. As I like to end the videos, much respect to you, much respect to me, much respect to life. All of these life layers, the elements, the senses of the human body, the earth, all that it gives us, the sun, shout out to the sun for keeping the temperature and the atmosphere. Shout out to the atmosphere for keeping the pressure, temperature right, keeping us sustained so that we can live random, cool, spontaneous, creative, amazing lives. Shout out to mystery. I don't know what the fuck you are. Shout out to you. I'm honored to get to know you better. Right? All of this and more. This is Mr. Mike. Catch you later.